This is the video review of Bandai of America's Legacy White Tigerzord. And this is the new one, and I have the old one right here, which mine is in very, very bad condition. All the joints are missing. I'm missing the jewels, the tail, just lots of stuff. But you can see them right next to each other. I really, really like the look of the new one, especially because like you can't lose the jewels or anything, and it just looks so pristine and white, and everything's painted. It looks really good. It really is a Legacy release like Titanus was, and it looks really good. But up front, I'm going to say I think I prefer the old one a bit more. Let's get into the new one, actually. So put this guy off to the side. I'll show you the differences in the transformation, and I'll show you the differences in robot mode when I'm done. But anyway, here's the white Tigerzord, and just the white on it is so pristine. It looks real pretty. This thing is a great display piece. This little mouthpiece here with the little teeth is rubbery. I can't tell if these are rubbery, but this is rubbery. It has a little bit of articulation. The legs can go forward, not 360 degrees because the pylons run into the legs back here, but then go forward, back, in and out just a little bit. Actually, a bit of warning, when I got mine, I noticed that the joint could move out here, that there was a joint here. On this arm, it moved out. It only moves out this much, no more than that. It's just to make it look more natural in robot mode. And this arm was fine. This arm didn't move at all, so it was like, come on, move, move, move. And I don't think I was using that much force, but I ended up moving it, and then there was this loud snap sound, and then it moved way out, and it was like, is that supposed to happen? I don't know what's going on. So I ended up taking the shoulder pad off. I just took that off and that off, and what had happened is that the place where this is mounted in here just broke off, and mine's fine now. The only problem is that the ratchet here is a little bit loose. It's more of a just a little lip that's to move over is just a little bit loose, but I ended up gluing it back together, and I think it will hold. But there is a fragility issue that well, I don't think was that much force was able to break it, and this thing is definitely not for kids if it can break that easily on a joint like this, because I know if I just took this and I just yanked it out, it would break very easily. Because like maybe this arm wouldn't, but this arm would, because like even though I was able to glue it back and I think it's fine, there wasn't that much surface area for the glue. But anyway, moving on, you can move these forward and back. They only ratchet in a couple positions. Here, here, and nowhere forward. The feet can move up and down like this, and that's about it for this mode. It looks very nice. It's pretty well proportioned, even though it's very wide in the back, but it's nice. To transform it, we're going to pull the tail off, here, and this will be the sword. I really like the shape of it. Put it off to the side. Then we're going to take the legs, and we're just going to pull them out and bring them down. You want to make sure that there is a lip right here. You want to make sure that the top of here ends up under there, under the top lip there, and that will kind of hold it into place. And then it kind of clips into place up here. We're going to take the leg, fold this in, fold it in like that, and there we go. Do the same to the other side. Bring it around, angle it in so it comes in under that lip. Bring this down, and here we have the legs, and I really like the sculpting on the legs. They look really nice. So then we're going to stand it up, turn up the camera. We're going to take the chest, bring it forward like this, bring up the paws on the legs here, rotate the arms to the side, and then we're going to take the head and bring it up, and here we have the white Tigerzord in robot mode. And it really does look nice, especially with all the paint, and it's just a very good looking figure. I'm not sure how playable it is, but it's a very good looking figure. You can take the sword, you can open the hand. He does have opposable fingers, and you can put it in, and he'll hold it, but it comes out. It gets loose very easily, so I kind of wish they'd just gone with like a peg here that went straight down, and then they just had a closed fist with a 5mm hole, and they just went down. I would have preferred that, just because it's very hard to make opening and closing hands hold something well on toys. Like Hasbro and Takara are just now figuring out how to do that well. Anyway, this is the white Tigerzord in robot mode, and for posability, you get the arms to rotate around 360. They go in and out just this much. They just go out enough to make it look a little bit natural. You can rotate it up here, but that's more for transformation, and you don't really need it because the palms can rotate around too. You get this really nice ratchet on the elbows. They only go 2 places, and the fingers can open and close, and that's about it for this mode. It's more of a display piece, and I do really like the look of it. But that's about it. This guy is just a display piece. Like, I would never just pick him up off the shelf and just start fiddling with him, because there's just not that much interesting, and he's, like I already said, kind of fragile. This guy, on the other hand, the original, and I won't spend too much time on him because I've already reviewed him, is really cool because he's big, chunky, and I know he's not going to break because I got this thing used, nothing broken on him. He'd obviously been abused for years in the hands of kids, and he's loose and not in great condition, but he's not broken. This thing broke the minute I took it out of the box, basically, within 5 minutes. So anyway, the transformation here is very similar. I don't have the tail, but otherwise you just bring the legs down and around like this. I really like the way the feet transform. You bring them down like this, and then you push them forward like that. It's very interesting, and it and the way that this guy deals with the feet, I also like a lot better, because when we start combining this guy with the 2010 Megazord or the Legacy Megazord, we'll see something that I really don't like. But that's for later. Anyway, then we'll come to the top, rotate this down, bring these up to the side, and then we'll pull up the head. And the heads actually look very, very similar, whereas this one has light piping, that one has paint. And here they are next to each other. And this one definitely, the new one definitely is the winner on the looks department, because it just looks so nice. Like, it has a nice A stance with the feet, whereas the original is just straight up and down. Some really nice sculpting. Like, this thing looks like, I don't know if it looks like the costume actually in the show, but it has sort of kind of proportions that are a little bit boxy and not quite toyish that the toys or that the costumes in the Sentai and Power Rangers shows normally have. It looks less toy and more costume-ish, and I do like that about it. And like I already mentioned, the feet, I really like the way the feet are formed, like that. Just the shape of them is nice. But this guy here, no fear of breaking him, does basically everything that this guy does, and it's just a much more fun toy to mess with, I think. Now, next thing we have to do is to combine this guy with the 2010 Dino Megazord, or the Legacy one. I'm using the 2010 version because I kind of think my Legacy Megazord is fragile. If nothing else, the Zord Builder ports and then the joints on the knees there just aren't very good at holding up the weight. So, to start this off, we're going to take these guys off and then do nothing else with this. Put this guy off to the side. And then we'll take this, we will start by bringing this up, and, oops, that's actually the first time that's come off. It just goes right back on though. Pop out, that's the head for the combined mode. Rotate these out to the side, spread the chest like that. Then we'll come to the feet, and this is the part that I really hate. These things, they don't fold away in a decent way or do anything to combine with the legs, like when this one combines with the assault team from the Thunder Megazord, the feet are actually part of the combination. Here, they just go off to the side, do nothing. Just go off to the side and do nothing. And so I have a huge problem with that. But anyway, do it to the other side, just pop it out. And it's the kind of connection, too, where I'm not comfortable with taking it in and out, because, like, the stuff isn't spring-loaded. It just uses the flex and the plastic to come out. And I also apologize if any of this goes off screen. It is a little bit awkward to hold some of this stuff. Anyway, we'll come up here. We'll rotate the legs up to the beast mode position like this. Now I'll expose the connector ports down there. We'll take these guys, plug them in, and then we'll set them down like this. And if we never get a Thunder Megazord, this is as good as this guy does. And it leaves this guy crippled. It doesn't really look good because the legs are so narrow. These things are kept off to the side. And the upper body looks fine, but there should be something up here that connects to this, but there's not. So, I'm really not a fan of how this guy combines with anything, whereas this guy ends up having a really awesome combination with the Thunder Megazord. So if you never get a Legacy Thunder Megazord, then this thing is just kind of a waste because it doesn't do the one huge thing that the original did that made it so cool, because it was neat by itself, a little bit boring, but neat by itself, and then it turned into something huge. It could replace the Red Dragon Zord from the Thunder Megazord, and that was really neat. So this thing is almost awesome in so many ways, but he just doesn't quite make the mark. So I think he's kind of worth having just as a display piece because he does look really nice. But I would definitely think twice before getting him. Only get him if you really, really, really want him, or you love the White Tigerzord, or you just want to get all the Legacy stuff just in case there is some big final payoff for getting him. So anyway, I'm not super impressed with him, but he's not terrible. Anyway, I review Power Rangers, Transformers, Digimon, Space Leader stuff, lots of stuff like that. If any of that sounds interesting, please subscribe, and thank you for watching. Have a nice day.